Justice is defined as the principle that people receive that which they deserve. But in cases of sexual assault, what people deserve is sadly often not what they receive. In my experience as a victim witness coordinator, I've learned a tough lesson that justice for survivors looks different for each person. My name is Jasmine Merricks, and I'm 36 years old, but my work family calls me Granny because I have an old soul. You see, I got this nickname because coming into the office is like stepping into my grandmother's home. The room is filled with laughter and jokes, and you can always find sweets somewhere. Now, these sweets aren't the sweets that you find in the bottom of your grandmother's purse, but I want everyone to feel welcome and relaxed knowing that this is a safe space. Growing up, I had loving and compassionate parents. I am the youngest of 5 siblings, and I'm the proud mother of a handsome and intelligent son who loves beating me in pickleball. I am also a police officer. More specifically, I serve as a university campus police officer right in the heart of our state's capital city. Being a police officer in this role is an extraordinary opportunity for me. I get to align my personal experience with service to society while I support victims of crime to include sexual assault survivors. Campus police officers are certified law enforcement officers who have the same training and authority as their local counterparts. We must complete state-mandated basic academy and in-service training, and we also share the same arrest powers as other municipal agencies. Campus police officers conduct patrols and property checks to ensure the security and safety of students, staff, faculty, and buildings. They are the first to make contact with victims and survivors to begin the reporting process. Being an officer is like a dream job for me. I get to be involved in community engagement with our youth and seniors. This has always been my passion. It may surprise you to know that I am a sexual assault survivor. Between the age of 8 and 9, I was assaulted by the son of a family friend. Very few knew about this until I shared it with loved ones over 20 years later. But by the grace of God, I've been able to move forward. These assaults happen more often than not, and I decided that with every opportunity I'm given, I would use it to break generational curses and to be a voice for survivors. Being a survivor helps me to relate to those coming forward, seeking assistance on how to navigate through the judicial process. When a survivor submits a delayed report, they're not looking to be criticized or judged for why they waited so long. So to protect the individual experiences of survivors, I'm going to speak in general on the directions they may choose to take. Delayed reporting is when a significant amount of time has gone by since the assault has occurred. The survivor may not be ready to move forward with the process. This may be months, even years after the offense. In my experience, I've noticed that there's 3 main reasons why survivors choose to report later. 1, they're not ready to talk about what's happened to them. 2, they're still in shock from the assault. 3, the belief that no one will believe them. This is when we need support and to be guided to resources. The leaders I work with met me where I am, and this has had a direct impact with how I support survivors today. You know, when I experienced my assault, I was more concerned about how others would be affected if I came forward and told. So never make assumptions, of the thought process of a survivor, regardless of their age. I knew the assault was wrong, but once again, I was more concerned about how this news would affect others in my life. A survivor's environment can greatly impact whether they choose to go forward or not. I was confident that my parents would have my back and they would support me if I shared the incident. But how many fathers who have daughters are in here this evening? How many daughters have fathers who are naturally protective of you? Needless to say, my father doesn't play about his girls, and there's 4 of us. So I wasn't going to lose my father over what someone had done to me. At an early age, I taught myself that if it doesn't kill you, you can bear it. Through the years and life experiences, I can now stand before you this evening and share with you my options that I could have taken had I shared this with a trusted adult. I could have seen a doctor and worked with an investigator to collect physical evidence. Witness statements and a confession could have been obtained for prosecution. My parents and I could have petitioned the courts for a protective order, and receiving counseling services could have been an option for me well into my adulthood. In my current role, I assist survivors with all of these options. I want to educate everyone I make contact with and be the liaison to the resources that they need. Our goal at the Virginia Commonwealth University Police Department is to be proactive versus reactive to situations. We adopted the You Have Options program that helps give back power and control to those stripped of it during a sexual assault. Survivors can choose how they wish to report to VCU police. This program has empowered many, and it's our hopes that other police departments adopt programs like this. So as a campus police officer and victim witness coordinator, I want to provide everyone with the necessary tools they need to be an advocate for those in need. Please remember that any one of you can meet survivors where they are. First, listen to them and ask how they wish to move forward. You don't have to be a police officer to do this. Justice looks different for each person, but you can be a leader and a friend for us survivors. I am a survivor. I am a thriver. I am an advocate, and over 20 years later, I am believed. Thank you.